Right now, your body is holding physical evidence of something most people never notice: a tendon in your wrist, a tiny hole above your ear, the exact shape of your toes. These aren't random quirks. They're leftover instructions from a version of the human body built for a completely different world. What most people don't realize is that evolution doesn't erase old traits. It just stops selecting for them. Some features faded out almost everywhere. Others survived in only a small percentage of the population. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ancient traits your own body decided to keep. Every human alive is walking around with a slightly different mix of ancient and modern anatomy. You don't get to choose which traits you inherited, and most people never bother to check. At first, nothing about your body seems unusual. Your hands work, your ears work, your feet work. But underneath the surface, small structural differences have been quietly passed down for millions of years. Some of these differences are so rare that most people go their entire lives without ever testing for them. Today, that changes. We're going through 3 real physical checkpoints, one at a time. Feature 1, the palmaris longus. Touch your pinky to your thumb, then flex your wrist upward toward you. If a thick, rope-like tendon pops up in the middle of your wrist, you just activated a muscle with a very old job description. This is the palmaris longus, a muscle many primates rely on for gripping and swinging through branches. What most people don't realize is that surgeons actually harvest this exact tendon for graft procedures, precisely because most of us barely use it for anything else. At first, it just looks like a small ridge under the skin. But underneath the surface, roughly 14% of people don't have this tendon at all in one or both arms. Their bodies quietly phased it out over generations because raw grip strength stopped being a daily survival requirement. If yours showed up, you're holding on to a fully functional piece of ancient anatomy. If it didn't, your body already evolved past needing it. Feature 2. The preauricular sinus. Now look just above your ear canal, right where your ear meets the side of your head. A small percentage of people have a tiny pinhole-sized opening there, easy to miss unless you're specifically looking for it. This is where the real change begins in how we understand human ear development. That tiny hole traces back to structures called pharyngeal arches, the same building blocks that once formed gill-like structures in ancient aquatic ancestors. As those structures folded, curled, and fused together to build the modern human ear, some people were left with a small, unsealed seam. It typically doesn't affect hearing at all, and most people who have one never think twice about it. But underneath the surface, it's a physical seam connecting you directly to a completely different branch of evolutionary history. If you don't have one, your body sealed that seam completely generations ago. If you do, you're carrying a visible trace of your ancient aquatic ancestry right on the side of your head. Feature 3, Morton's toe. Now look down at your feet and compare your first and second toes. If your second toe is noticeably longer than your big toe, that's what's known as Morton's toe. At first, it just looks like a minor difference in toe length. Barely worth mentioning. Inside your body, longer second toes were more advantageous when human feet were still adapting for gripping branches and navigating uneven, unpredictable terrain. Modern feet, by comparison, are optimized for flat pavement and repetitive forward motion. This is where the real change begins in how scientists think about foot evolution as an ongoing, unfinished process. Your feet aren't a finished product. They're a work in progress, still catching up to the environment you actually live in. Here's where people usually get this wrong. They assume having or not having one of these traits means something about their health or fitness. It doesn't work that way. These features aren't upgrades or downgrades. They're simply different paths your specific ancestry happened to take. Someone with all three of these traits isn't more evolved, and someone with none of them isn't less capable. What most people don't realize is that human evolution isn't a straight line moving toward one ideal body. It's a branching tree with millions of slightly different outcomes. Your particular combination is just one of those outcomes written directly into your anatomy. Once you start noticing these traits, you start seeing your entire body differently. That tendon, that tiny hole, that toe shape, they're not flaws or features to fix. They're a physical timeline. Inside your body, there's a quiet record of decisions made by evolution long before you were born, decisions you had absolutely no control over. Every trait you carry or don't carry connects you to a specific chain of ancestors who needed that exact adaptation to survive their environment. That's not a coincidence. That's inheritance, written directly into your muscles, your skull, and your feet. Inside your body, you're carrying a handful of small, quiet clues about exactly where you came from. A tendon that may or may not appear when you flex your wrist. A hole that may or may not exist above your ear. A toe that may or may not be longer than the one beside it. None of these traits make you more or less human. They simply make you a specific version of one, shaped by a specific evolutionary path that stretches back millions of years. So check your wrist, check your ear, check your toes. Whatever you find, you're looking at real physical evidence of your own deep personal history, one your body has been holding on to the entire time.